All right, can you guys hear me now? Can everybody hear me? Put a one in the chat if you guys can hear me. Okay, there we go. Sorry about that, guys. All right, so thank you all so much for coming over to my channel. I very much appreciate each and every one of you guys. I know I was scheduled to come on a little earlier, but my son came late, so um, I had to talk to him for a little bit because he lives on the outskirts of Chicago. He lives on the outskirts of Chicago, so I had to talk to him for a little bit. All right, how was everyone Easter? Did you guys cook anything? Hello, Karen. Hello, hello, hello. I cooked a lot. Well, I cooked turkey and dressing. I also did smothered turkey, smothered like turkey wings and turkey legs. I did some ribs, barbecue ribs, barbecue chicken. I did 2 pans of macaroni and cheese. I did some mustard greens. I did some baked beans. I made a banana pudding. I made a red velvet cake, and a yellow cake. Sonia, you said you went to your sister's house. Your sister after church, she had a lot of food. Okay. Hello, Ophelia. Hello, hello, hello. So what happens with me, because my mother, y'all know she's 79, 78, 79. So she doesn't do cooking like she used to. So they have passed the torch to me. So I'm responsible for making sure all my brothers and sisters have food on the holidays. So um, I cooked a lot so that mom, my mom gets, get her a plate. My brother and them a plate. My nieces and nephews if they need food, and of course my kids. So um, I wasn't planning on cooking, but then they got the call and saying, "Well, Mama said you cooking." So yesterday, that's why I got a late start. I had to go to the store and get a couple of things, but I always buy extra stuff and put it in my deep freezer because I was looking for I was at the store. I was like, okay, well, if I'm gonna make dressing, I need turkey legs and turkey, wings and stuff. And the store had ran out, but then I went and looked in my deep freezer. I had all type of turkey legs, turkey wings, turkey thighs, everything in there already. So I'm like, okay, I have to start maybe looking at my deep freezer a little bit more because I'll just if I see stuff on sale, I just buy it and just put it in the deep freezer. And I need to go in my deep freezer before I go to the grocery store. So yeah, I looked in there. I'm like, I have 5 or 6 bags of broccoli. And then when I go to the store, I'm getting more broccoli. I'm like, wait a minute, I have all this stuff. So I'm gonna have to start looking at my deep freezer before I go to the store. But that's something I always do. If I just go to the store to get anything, and I'll always go over there in the meat section to see if they got stuff on sale. And if it's on sale, I'll buy it and just throw it in my deep freezer. So that's one of my bad habits that I have. And then when I get ready to cook something, then I'm thinking I need to go back to the store instead of going in my deep freezer looking for stuff. And then I don't have to cook a whole lot of food now because my one other son, he's in college, so he comes home maybe once on the weekend or sometimes twice, but he's been coming a little regularly. So I have to cook, but usually he doesn't. So that's why I haven't been cooking a lot. But I cooked a lot today. So everybody has plates. Everybody that got plates um, to take home. They, got, and I buy the to go containers. So, I know my brothers and sisters are coming. So I just buy the to go containers. My son comes. He just left. He took, 6 or 7 plates with him. He got to take the dessert. They love the banana pudding. So I had to cook that. Make that for them. So, and red velvet cake, a yellow cake. So, um, yeah. So and then my brothers, they come over. They take about the same amount of plates as well. So I have to make sure when I go to the store, I get the to go containers for them as well. So yeah, but I do my thing. But yeah, we are at the 10-minute mark. Welcome, welcome, welcome everybody to my channel, Drop the Tea. And I very much appreciate each and every one of you guys for coming over to my channel. Let's get some housekeeping out the way here. Let's get the housekeeping out the way. Get my banners up here. All things said are alleged and in my very own opinion. It's for entertainment purposes only. All things said are alleged and for entertainment purposes only. Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976, there is an allowance for fair use of copyrighted material for such purposes as criticism, comments, news, reporting, teaching, scholarship, research, and learning. Fair use, fair use, fair use. I do not own the rights to any of these clips I may show tonight. I do not own the rights to any of the clips. All right, guys, it looks like we got 38 people in the live. We should have 38 likes. It looks like we got 35 likes and 35 in the chat. All right, as you come in, if you could please give me the thumbs up, I would very much appreciate it. All right. Hello, Mary. Hello, hello, hello. Did I miss anybody else? Hello, Trish K10. You said that's a lot. Okay. Thelma, she said, worked in the church kitchen as always. Oh, okay. I'm going to try to find me another church to go to because I was going to another church. Then it started getting too big, and I don't like big churches like that because I would like to make sure, the pastor know who I am and things like that. So I would rather go to like a smaller church. And a lot of these churches are, up for money grabs all the time. So I don't like churches like that. But let's get to it, guys. Y'all see the thumbnail. Still no ring after 10 plus years. Guys, what do we think is going on here? What is going on here? What is the reason that Martell will not marry Coleslaw? What do you think the reason is? He has had this woman drug all up and down these YouTube streets, all up and down Huntsville streets, and still no ring. And I thought that, a couple of, clips we seen where Martell told her that he was going to divorce Melody and get with her. So I'm trying to figure out, Melody and Martell been divorced for 5 or 6 years now, and still there is no ring. Now I would think the decent thing to do, guys, would be if this woman then got her name drug all up and down these YouTube streets, all up and down Huntsville Street. She didn't had a baby for him. What is the reason why he won't marry her? Because she says she took him with her eyes closed. But why can't she get him to put a ring on it? Because he has damaged her, where everybody know who she is, what she done. So how is she supposed to, if she even wanted to, get in another relationship with somebody without somebody bringing up what happened here? Because it's been all on the internet. It's been all on Love and Marriage Huntsville. So wouldn't the right thing do to be was to marry her? Because he's lost everything for her. So if you'd have lost everything for a person, wouldn't you would just go ahead on and marry the person so you don't look dumb? Just ask it. If you'd have lost everything for this woman, wouldn't it look kind of odd if he went and got with somebody else? Because you done lost every damn thing that you own for this one particular woman. So you really have no choice but to marry her, I would think. And then if I got my ass handed to me and drug all of it up these up and down these YouTube streets in Huntsville, wouldn't you be expecting a ring? But see, this is the delusion of shit here. This is just a delulu. I was looking, I think it was on maybe one of these content creators page. I can't think of the content creator's name, but she was showing that one video where women were actually trying to talk to Coleslaw. And I think she was kind of tipsy, like she had something to drink or something. And she was going all, off on them, but the ladies were really nice to her. They were nice. They were trying to help her out. They were nice to her, talking to her, asking her, do she think she needs to take accountability? On one hand, she says she has took accountability, that she has apologized to Melanie. Then on the other hand, she'll say, well, no, I make Melanie relevant. And I got confused with what the hell was going on here. How are you making Melanie relevant? That's what I'm saying to myself. But she told the other women, because they use her likeness on Love and Marriage Huntsville, she makes the show relevant because they keep talking about her. I don't remember in that episode hearing anybody on that show call out her name. Let me know in the chat, because maybe I miss things sometimes. I never heard them say Ariane Curry or Coleslaw. I've never heard them say that. So she says that she, makes Melody relevant. And I'm thinking to myself, the delusion that this woman really thinks that. I think she is obsessed with Melody. And I'm really glad that Melody has has security, because this woman is obsessed with her. And I told y'all, I think these people have fake YouTube pages, and when Melody has her TikTok live, they be over there on her TikTok. That allegedly and for entertainment purposes only. This is kind of scary. If you've been divorced for a man for 5 years, and well, he said he's not with her, but she said they are together. Well, however they spend it. And the woman keeps talking about you, saying this and that about you. I would be really side-eyeing this person, because I've divorced him. So he's free to be with you and marry you. Why am I still a topic for you? You said you took him with your eyes closed, right? So I divorced him and gave him to you. But it seems like he does not want her. And he, like I said, and then when people make quotes on the internet, he'll like them. So is it that you seeing the grass is not greener on the other side and you want to go back home? But you can't go back because Melanie has closed the door on your ass? That's what I'm trying to figure out here, y'all. And as a woman, let's just put this like just do this here. If You were on a show, right? And for years, the side chick have been trying to get on the show, right? Side chick could never get on the show. But as soon as you wipe your feet at at the door, it says no more, and leave the show, right? Then all of a sudden they let the side chick on there. So what does that mean? You got my leftovers from my husband. Now you're getting the leftover from the show as well that I no longer want to be associated with. That the show that keeps asking me to come back and I say hell to the fuck no. So because I won't come back to the show, then they go and call you up and say maybe you can be a friend of the show. So not only are you getting the leftovers from the husband, you getting the leftover from the show she no longer wants to deal with. How does that feel as a woman? You got to play second best to everything. I don't think that's a good feeling because it's not that you took him with your eyes closed. He did not divorce me. I divorced him because if you could have took him, why wouldn't he divorce me? I'm confused. That's why I say the delusion. But if you figure that if you this pretty young thing that you stole took somebody's husband, where's the ring at? This is the shit I don't understand. And then just hearing those tapes, because I haven't heard them in a while, where she says that Melody was slow and that Martell was the brains everything. Because I haven't heard the tape, her say that in a while. And when I did hear it, I was like, she has to feel really stupid and small right about now. Because we all see who was the brains or everything. So do y'all think Martell is having bar remorse that he lost everything and he has nothing now? Or does she wish she had not messed with this married man? Do you think that she's figured out now that he done fucked up her life? Or let me just ask you this. Do y'all think that this lady could leave Martell and go start another life somewhere without anybody knowing who she is or what she done? Do you think another man would want her with the baggage that she has? And I'll be wondering that for her. Just say she left Huntsville and went somewhere else. Do y'all think that she will be able to um, get rid of what she has done here on this internet into a married woman or a family? Do you think another man will marry her after knowing what he knows about her? That's the question. If she left Martell, could she move on and get another man to marry her? Let me know what y'all think in this chat here. Do y'all think that could happen? You said he already got the milk for free. Damn, Melody don't want Martell no more. Mm-mm. No. Hello, Lori Bell Carter. Hello, hello, hello. Hello, Raz Thompson. Now, do y'all think that she could move on and find somebody else? Or will her past keep hunting her? Hello, L Red. Is it L Red B? Hello, hello. 49 likes and 52 in the chat. Do y'all think that she could move on and find somebody else? Hello, CEO Finance Queen. Hello, hello, hello. Oh, they might pop up in the chat. Y'all know they will. Hello, Sylvia. So y'all don't think she can escape what has happened? Y'all don't think that she could, if she really decided to leave Martell alone, right, and move somewhere else? Do y'all think that she could find a husband or somebody to be with, or will her past follow her? Hello, Frankie. You said Mel already healed and moved on. Yeah. CS says allegedly she's been out in the streets. Allegedly she has been out in the streets messing with other men from the start. Okay. No one. CEO Finance Queen says no, she can't escape. Karma follow her for life. Okay. So y'all don't think she maybe could leave Huntsville and move somewhere else and start over? Do y'all think, that people will find out if she moved? I'm just saying she moved to a whole nother state. Do y'all think that she would be able to find a man or a husband? You know, or do you think what happened on Love and Marriage Huntsville and the stuff that's going on in these YouTube streets, do y'all think that will follow her? You said Mark Coleslaw will be joining Martell in jail soon. Coleslaw. Do y'all think Coleslaw could maybe move to a different state and start over, or will her past keep following her? Do y'all think another man will not want her because of what she has done, or does that not matter? Because what I'm thinking is, if she really, really, really tried her hardest, do y'all think she could move to another state and start over? Okay, you said no because she don't want to be a wife. She doesn't respect the position and title. Okay, okay, but see, this is the craziest thing. There's a lot of AI channels making things about her and about him. That some of the stuff I think is quite weird, but these AI channels have started to make uh, a lot of stuff about her. These channels have started, making content about her. Let me see here. Wait a second here. They have started making a lot of content about her and Martell. So that's what I was saying. I wonder if she moved somewhere else, would they possibly? Wait a minute. I don't know who this is, but who is Prospect Blunt? Who is that? I'm gonna have to look into this because somebody had just sent me some, but I did want to show y'all this here. I do want to show y'all this. Mm. Like I said, I don't know. Just a second, yes. Okay, this is the one I wanted to show you guys. Like I said, these side chicks, they have lost it. And some of these men, they play right into it. So let me show y'all this here. Now, we're talking about coleslaw, but I'm trying to find another clip for coleslaw. But I do want y'all to see this. And I want y'all to let me know if this is wrong. So we're going to take a look. We're going to take a look here. Let me know if this is wrong. Y'all know they're in no particular order. Let me know if this is wrong.
So this what we doing? This what we doing? What are you doing here with your baby mama and kids? Why are you not at church with me? Today is Easter Sunday. I don't care. You're supposed to be at church with me. You told me you wasn't even going to church. I don't care. Really? Really? This how we gonna do it here? Really? Huh? No. Why are you here? Why? Huh? This is not, no, you told me that you were not going to church this morning. So that is what you told me. You're supposed to be with me and my family at church Easter Sunday morning. You're my husband. You're my husband.
My ex-wife and children have a play here every
no,
Easter.
The ex-wife.
Sitting up here complaining
Excuse
about
me.
Ex-wife, we have to have this every year
no.
at this church.
Well, why wasn't I invited? Why wasn't I invited?
You could have.
Why wasn't I invited? Why wasn't I invited?
You was going to your mama church.
Really?
I thought you was going to your mama church.
I am, but you're supposed to be going with me to my mom's church. You are supposed to be going with me to my mom's church. Really? That's not how we do it. Okay. All right. You're going to find out. You're going to find out today. 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 So this what we doing?
So is it wrong for a husband who got a new wife, but he has an ex-wife and he has children with his ex-wife? Is it wrong for him to go to church with them if their kids are going to be doing, you know, how the kids have, you know, speeches and things they do at the church on Easter? They have like a little Easter play. Is it wrong for the husband to go there with his ex-wife and children and not go with his new wife to their church? Do you think this father or ex-husband is wrong for this? Let me know what y'all think in the chat. Because he said he was going there to support his kids. But the new wife said that he was sitting there with the ex-wife and the kids. Is it wrong for him to go to support his kids? Let me know in the chat. Let me know what y'all think in the chat. Let me know what y'all think in the chat. Is it wrong? If he's there to support his children, he's not there for the ex-wife. He's there to support his child. Let me know what y'all think in the chat. Let me see this one here. 1 second. So let me know what y'all think in the chat. 1 second here. Let me see what y'all are saying. Okay, Raz said he's wrong. He can support his kids and take his current wife with him. It depends on their history of getting along. Okay. Yes, he's wrong. Yes, he's wrong. Hello, Shar. 63 like and 58 in the chat. Thank you. Well, he said he was there for his kids. He got kids. You said he should have brought his wife. You said he looked sneaky. She was right. He was supposed to invite his wife, whatever he goes. Okay, he's disrespectful. Let's see here. Hello, Carolyn. I believe she can now. The point is wait a minute. I believe she can. Now the point is Martell is not going to let her go because. So wait a minute. Okay, let me get into this with you, Carolyn. You said Martell's not going to let her go? Well, the only reason I can see Martell not letting her go is because he ruined his life for her. That's the only way that I can see that he wouldn't want her to go. Because think about this, guys. If you leave, well, not leave. Melanie divorced him because he couldn't stop cheating with Coleslaw, okay? Allegedly, right? But he loses everything by going over here with Coleslaw. And let me just tell y'all this. This is just my opinion. I believe Martell really thought he was running things. I believe Martell thought that he was making things happen for his household. Now, I was thinking about this last night when I got off my live. I was looking at something that came across my feed with, the AI content creators. And they had like clips and things up of Melody and Martell. Martell, if y'all go back to season 1 and 2 and 3, Martell always say his household, my house, my car. That's one thing that when I usually was watching Love and Marriage Huntsville, I wasn't really paying attention to that. And everything was, I wrote the books. I made this happen. I came up with the name for Holding Hope. I'm the one that's building the houses. You're not going to do this in my house. We got enough on our plate. So it was always what he is. He never really acknowledged that Melanie was the one really, making things happen for them, getting the contracts. So what I came up with is that Martell in his brain, he really thought he was the one who was making things happen for them. And when they were getting ready to get a divorce and do like split up everything, he said, I want to dissolve all of the businesses that we have together, but the one which was Embrace Beauty, he said that he should get 50% because he put everything into making her where she at right now. So I have to listen to that again. And so sometimes when you're watching the show, if you don't, if you're not listening for certain stuff, you miss it. And I missed that part when they were doing their divorce. in the office. He said, I put everything into you and to embrace beauty. So I'm I'll have to go back and listen to it again. What did you put in there, sir? What did you do? What money did you put into it? I couldn't figure that out because Melanie was getting the contracts. Melanie was doing all the speaking engagements. What did you put in? I'm confused. What did you put in? That's the part I was confused with. What did you put in? So if I'm missing something, y'all, can y'all tell me out of the whole 9 seasons, what did Martell contribute? I'm saying this wrong. I'm talking like Wanda. What did he contribute to embrace beauty to the household? What did he put in? What I'm missing something. Because you got to have money to get it started, right? But Melanie had her own money. Melanie had her own money. So what did he put in, guys? Because I'm missing something here. What did he how did he help Melanie become the person that she is today? He said, you better be where you at. All the blood, sweat, and tears I put into you. All the things we sacrifice. So I'm confused as to what did he put in, guys? Because if he put all this into Melanie, why can't he put this into Coleslaw to make something happen for her? Let me know what y'all think in the chat. Because if I missed something, let me know. Because the only thing I ever see Martell doing was at home walking around with the kids, like Mr. Mom. I did see him a couple times. When they were I'm gonna take that back. When Melanie was getting ready to go to a speaking engagement, he came out there to the car and said, I found a property right here. I think this would be good for us to invest with. No, I found some land here. I think this would be good for us to build on. Melanie said, okay, I'll go look at it and then see how much it is and we could talk about it. So he would find stuff now. He would find the property and say, okay, I think we can build on this. And Melanie said, okay, I'll look into it. Then she said, don't forget, Boss Baby got piano lessons. So he was more like of the person that to me was like a Mr. Mom. He would clean up the house when he wanted to. He would take the kids back and forth to school. He would take the kids to their piano lessons, tennis lessons, softball or baseball, stuff like that. But I've never seen him actually be at a job doing something. Have you ever seen him or did they not show it? Because we just mostly seen Melanie was the one that was getting jobs. You know, they were going to speaking engagements and doing different things like that. I've never seen Martell actually do any work or seen him do anything. Now, I know Melanie said they, had builders that were doing certain stuff for them, but I'm talking about Martell said he didn't build houses. He wrote the books. What project, or did I miss it? Can somebody tell me in the chat that y'all seen him at a work site or doing a contract or writing a book? Can somebody tell me in the chat? Because I might have missed it. Let me know in the chat. Did y'all see him somewhere? Okay, it just says, as long as Coleslaw has Miles Morales, Martell will not allow her to move on with nobody. He's still stalking and harassing his ex-wife after 5 years to the point where she needs security. Okay, but the thing is, He can't stalk two people at the same time. If she moved out of state somewhere, just say she moved to Houston or Texas. Do you think he will be traveling to Houston to Texas to stalk her? Because remember, I don't even think they established paternity because he's not on any type of child support or anything. So she can move wherever she wants with Miles. She can move. Okay, Overton. So that's why I say he said he was. Look, he said he wrote the books. He came up with the name for Hold and Hope. He told Melanie he brought her on as a partner. So I'm trying to figure out what did he put into Melody. He said he put so much into her. She should be the woman that she is. And another thing, that's why I got Tasha picture up there. Now Tasha did the interviews with them. They usually go to her for everything. Something happened with Tasha here because why is Coleslaw or Martell? Why haven't they been back on Tasha K's show? Is Tasha mad at them about them doing their own thing and not letting her do it? And my personal opinion, I don't think Tasha cares for Melanie too much. I don't think she's a girl's girl. I think she mostly believes everything that Martell tells her about Melanie. She doesn't, to me, she's not a girl's girl. And Tasha is I won't take that for her. Tasha is a pretty good interviewer, but a lot of stuff that she did not ask Coleslaw. To me, she did not ask her the tough questions. To me, so I don't know if before they do the interview, if people tell them, okay, don't ask me this question. That's off limits. Don't ask me certain things. And people think that, and this is what Coleslaw said. She said, just by them using her voice, that was the highest rated, they got the highest rating on Love or Marriage Huntsville, just by them using her voice. Because y'all remember when Martell was in the car on the phone with her, asking her about that about Miles Morales. Is he the father? And she's like, you the father. So she trying to say that episode right there got the highest rating just by them using her voice. You said Martell was a house husband. You said Martell said that for TV. You said he was missing in action while Mel was at the office willing and dealing. Okay. You said holding her purse. She said, if anything, Melody made him. She paid for him to stay in school and to be a teacher. Okay. Hi, she. Welcome. Bap said, Martell, you said babysitting was Martell's job, his only job. You said he was babysitting. You said because Hotel is slow like Coleslaw, Melanie is the smart one. Yeah, but I'm trying to find that clip where I think she was drunk. Don't give me allegedly. Y'all remember when she got on live with them women and they were trying to talk to her? I think she was drunk at that point. And she was trying to say that the women were trying to talk to her, right? But she was so up. She was saying that the older women were trying to shame her because I think the girl name was Gigi, and she was telling her that she wasn't taking accountability. And she was getting mad at them, going off on them. Because really, deep down, she doesn't, Coleslaw do not think she did anything wrong. And you know what, guys? I have to step back for a second and think, is this a learned behavior? Is this what they did in their family? Was she around people that did this, that went with people's husband and thought nothing was not wrong with it? Because alleged on these YouTube streets, they said that the grandmother was a side chick, the mama was a side chick, and allegedly Coleslaw came from a, being a side baby. This is all alleged. I don't know if it's true. So, do y'all think this is something that she's been around? That's why she thinks what she did was not wrong. But now, do y'all think she maybe got the picture? Because I did hear her say that she's going to have to explain all this to her daughter when she's up bigger. And, her daughter going to be asking her, how could you be so dumb? So she said she's going to have to explain all this to her daughter. So do y'all think maybe now she thinks it was, knows it was wrong for her to do this, to be, laying up with a married man? But this is the key. But this is the thing, guys. Even though, just say we were raised up around certain stuff, when we get an adult, and women mature faster than men, I'm just, but I don't want to say that she knew, but I'm saying she had to have knew something was wrong with this picture, unless this is what she was raised around, to think it was okay for her to do this. Because just look at it, y'all. Look how long she's been with Martell and nothing is popping for her. He has did nothing for her. I think he promised her that he was going to get her on TV. He was going to do this and that for her, and nothing has popped. Now, she was so adamant about Martell and Melanie get a divorce, right? Melanie went ahead and divorced him. So why are they not married? If she's the baddest, she's the youngest, a young girl took him, why won't he marry her? Look at all she has endured for him. Why won't he marry her, y'all? It's something ain't right here. Now, I will tell you, you know how they say you need to be with like somebody that you're evenly yoked with? Him and Coleslaw are evenly yoked. I think they match each other. Flying by. They from the other side of the track. So I think that they are together because they understand each other. So I think Martell and Coleslaw are evenly yoked. I do. I always thought Melanie was too good for Martell. That's just my personal opinion. If he's with Coleslaw, that's what he needs to be with. That's the type of woman he needs to be with. He can't handle and be with a woman like Melanie. Melanie is too much for Martell. She was always too much for him. But we as women, we try to help hurt people. I think Melanie thought that she could help Martell. I do. Something like a charity. Well, I don't want to say for charity case. I don't want to say that. That's not a good thing to say. I'm just trying to think of a better way. I think she thought she could help Martell because I know Melanie know deep down inside that she was too good for Martell. And we met some people on our trip that's from they said they was from Huntsville that knew Martell that went to school with him. They said the way that Melanie is, she's always been this way. The way we see her on TV, he said she was always that way in college. So what you see with Melanie is what you get. So I'm thinking maybe Melanie was trying to help Martell. I think she knew that she was too good for him, but she tried to help him. Because the thing is, Melanie's family always had money. They got old money. Not no new money. They got old money. Melanie family them was always a bunch of go-getters and entrepreneurs. So that's where Melanie gets that from. And Martell them family was not like Melanie them family. See, that's another thing. Martell them family was not like Melanie the family. They were go-getters. They were business owners and things like that. So Melanie came from a family that was, pretty well off versus Martell. Just saying, y'all. I wonder, did y'all think he knew that? Exactly. She Mel was always the brain, but I think Martell thought he was the brain. You said Martell was a stay-at-home dad. That's why he's always says, I'm a good dad and father. Correct. Martell, every time we see episodes, Martell would now I would say that she because Coleslaw said that he was a dominant parent. He would always have the kids. Now, okay, I can see that. He did. It was always like Melanie was the one working, making things happen, closing deals. And he was there taking the kids to like soccer or football or baseball or tennis lessons and stuff. So he was okay. I will give that him. He was the dominant parent because he was with the kids a lot while Melanie was out doing things, making things happen for their family. But I'm just trying to figure out, how did he think? Okay, well then why was he always saying his household, my house? Let me know in the chat what y'all think. 69 likes and 78 in the chat. Let's get those likes up, please, and thank you. You said, I think Tasha K kind of pulled back from Martell when he told her that Ariane was going to be her co-host. What the? Oh, I forgot about that. After she did the interview with Ariane. Okay, so y'all think that Tasha K don't want to mess with them no more? So y'all don't think Tasha K messing with them no more? You said she is delusional as hell. Why would Melanie be intimidated by her? No woman in their right mind would be intimidated by. But be intimidated by. She is obsessed with Melanie. All she do is talk about Melanie. Right. That's why I said I'm glad Melanie got security, because y'all remember that one friend she had. She said that Coleslaw used to drive by Melody at Martell's house. You know, the big mansion that they lived in. So she was already obsessed with them. But she tried to say they met at a barbecue. But then it's two stories. Martell said they met at the barbecue. Somebody else said that they met at the bar that LeBert, Marceau, and Maurice and LeDerrick used to go to. So it's two different stories of how they met. I don't know which one is true, which one is fake, but I know it's two stories. You said, oh, I saved that video. I'll get it to you. Okay, Shishi. 72 likes and 95 in the chat. Let's get those likes up, please, and thank you. Beautiful eyes, love. Good morning. Let's see here. You said Martell is a playboy. Let me see what else we got. But I don't think that no more women want to bother him. I think the last one was what's her name? Sheree. I think because it was Belinda, then it was Sheree, but then they said he was dating some other woman that had money. I don't know what happened to that lady, I don't know what happened to her. Another like mixed lady that he was messing with. Somebody said that they think that she was a nurse or something. Do y'all remember hearing that? And for some reason, she left him alone. You see, I remember that lady Gigi trying to talk to Coleslaw so much. Time changes everything after so many failures. That's what I'm saying, y'all. Do y'all think that she would ever leave Huntsville and leave Martell and try to start her life over? But this is the thing, y'all. If she did get with another man, don't you think her past would come back to haunt her? Because everybody's on the internet, so somebody would notice her. Because Martell has no hold over Spider-Man or Miles Morales. Because y'all remember in those recordings that she was talking to Martell about child support. Martell don't want to be put on child support. So she could really go wherever she want with Miles Morales. But, Melody can't because, they was married and things like that. But she can. She can go if she wants to. Because it was said that her mother had Miles Morales for a long period of time and keeping him for some reason or other. You said Coleslaw knew about Martell being married and thought she could take Mel's place, go back to the early lives. She said Martell was the breadwinner, not realizing it was Mel who run all the business. Yes, that's what I'm talking about, beautiful eyes love. It was a video. She was drunk, guys, allegedly. But she was drunk. But I must say allegedly. For entertainment purposes only. Her hair was all over her head. And those women were really trying to talk to her to get her to understand, to get her to reason. She was not going, guys. She was just belligerent. She was not going. The lady Gigi was really nice to her. But she was just, I'm just trying to see if I can find that video. I'm gonna try to see if I can, but someone said they're gonna send it to me. But I remember that video. She was very belligerent. She was just she didn't want to hear none of those ladies had to say to her. She did not want to take accountability at all. But she keeps saying that she wants to get on to tell her truth and her side of the story. I think we didn't hear everything on these internet streets. So what could she possibly get on Love and Marriage Huntsville and say? That's what I'm trying to figure out. She keeps saying that she wants to get on a platform to tell her story. She has a platform. She has a YouTube page. She has her TikTok. She has her IG page. Those are 3 platforms that she could get on. And especially she could get on TikTok and make some money. She could have, like she could do it in series like Chris Fletcher's daughter did. If she really wanted to, tell her side, why does it have to be on Love and Marriage Huntsville that you got to tell your side? What is wrong with you telling it on your other 3 platforms that you have? Why is it such a big deal for you to get on Love and Marriage Huntsville? Rather you get on your TikTok, Instagram, or YouTube. Why is it that you got to get on this particular show that Mel had for you to tell your side of the story? Why can't you tell it on your YouTube page or on Instagram? Just saying. Let's see here. You said Coleslaw has nothing to offer him financially. Martell is looking for a stallion, not a donkey to ride. I heard that. Martell looks for women that can do stuff for him. You said Mel was always on a different level and him being next to her and still didn't glow up, learning anything about business. No, he doesn't know anything. You said Coleslaw failed her children. Yes, because how do you explain that to your daughter? that you've been a side chick for what is it, 12 years now, 10, we're going to what, 10 or 12 years now, and this man has still not married you. You said Mel was trying to let him be the head of a household, but I don't think he could run it. You said how old is AC now? I think she's in her 30s. You said when a person is off, they will say anything. 83 likes and 105 in the chat. Let's get those likes up, please, and thank you. If you could, when you come in, if you could hit the thumbs up button, I would really appreciate it. And remember, if you're not a subscriber, I would love to have you as a subscriber. I am trying to get to my 3,000 subscribers. So if you're over here and this is your first time, if you like the content, please think about becoming a subscriber. Let's see here. We got 83 likes and 105 in the chat. Let's get those likes up, please, and thank you. You said he loved selling his house, but it was Mel paying for the house. Martell got scared knowing if Mel leaves, he doesn't have anything. If he was the breadwinner, he would make his own money. Right. So what is he doing now for money? Because they're not filming, so they're not getting paid. And I can just hear Coleslaw saying that natural friends. If we remember her on a live, I think she was on, and she was telling the other people that Martell is the brains of everything and Melanie is just a face. I know she feels so fucking stupid now. Look how Melanie done bossed up on y'all ass. Just look at it. Look how Melanie done bossed up. So if he was the brains of everything, because y'all remember, Martell had the wine line. He was supposed to have the suit line. And now, don't get me wrong. When him and Melanie divorced, he had a nice piece of change because they had properties and stuff. So they had to divide those up. And I guess maybe they sold some of them. And, you know, the money they had in the bank and things like that. So when Martell and Melanie first got the divorce, he had, you know, a nice piece of money to, you know, keep him afloat. And if he wanted to start, you know, some businesses, he could. He had the money to do it. But as you can see, as time go on, if you don't put any money in the piggy bank and keep taking it out, you're not going to have anything and you're not making nothing happen for yourself. Like Melody, when she left Martell, she had established herself. She had got her fan base together and, you know, she was ready to rock and roll. So he could not do the same because he was not the breadwinner of the house. He was not the brains of the operation like everybody thought. Like I said, we wouldn't have known that he never had no builder's license until him and Melanie got divorced. We would have still thought that, you know, he had builder's license, but all the time it was Melanie. So that's another thing. And then, guys, let's just call a spade a spade. Now, don't you think that if Martell could get his builder's license, he would? And then, what about Coleslaw? Why wouldn't he have Coleslaw trying to get builder's license? And he could, you know, like he was doing Melanie, work under her. So is it that Coleslaw can't pass the test either? Just asking. Well, she can't pass the test? I think that's really weird. Just asking. You said he didn't realize when a woman fed up, there ain't nothing you can do about it. Right. I don't think he thought Melanie was going to leave him, guys. You said Coleslaw thought she was a player because a fool paid her some attention. Right. because she hasn't got the mental state to step on her own. To step on her own. Nope, she don't. I don't think y'all think Coleslaw tried to take that builder's test and just didn't pass it. Hello, Karen. You said Coleslaw has nothing to show for being a side chick for all these years. Right. Wouldn't you at least think he would marry her? Hello, Reworks. No, because she has a pass of a 304. But this is the thing. Now, wait, guys. What about Britt Edie? She got a pass of a 304. She got her husband. So y'all don't think the same thing could happen for Coleslaw? Now, allegedly, that's what they saying Britt was in these YouTube streets. I'm not saying it, they said it. Now, if Britt got somebody, y'all don't think Coleslaw can get somebody? Just saying. Hello, Tamika. You said, hello, drop the T. Martell made a ton of bad investment and tricked his money off. Okay. Now, on some of Love and Marriage Huntsville, I see one where Destiny was asking him about some products he wanted to put in Madani. And she was asking him, did he get a contract and stuff signed? And he was saying no. And then, Destiny was trying to question him, but he got upset. You said Coleslaw has split in a botched BBL and a train buddy pass for her life as a side chick. Yes. And and she keeps trying to say she didn't get no BBL. She's trying to say that Mel had a nose job. She tried to say Mel had something done to her face. She had a BBL and something else she said Mel had. Oh, her chin. She said Melanie even had something done to her damn chin. I said, Melanie to me, and it's just my opinion, Melanie ain't had no work done. When you're stressed out a lot, you lose weight. Some people lose weight, some people gain weight. But when you're stressed out, you lose a lot of weight. So the weight that we're seeing Melanie, she done filled out because she's not under all that stress no more. That's just my opinion. Y'all can have your own opinion, but I think Melanie just has filled out because she's not under a lot of stress anymore. That's happy weight that Melanie didn't gain. And once you have like that fourth child, if you were not big, that fourth child could put some weight onto you. Your last child could put weight on you. That could be another thing. Look at Sierra. Y'all know who Sierra is, the singer. Now, y'all know she was skinny. That last baby she had, Sierra got a butt and everything now. That baby didn't put some weight on her. Her last child didn't put some weight on her. You said he did have Ariana take the builder's test? Was she flunked? She couldn't pass it either? You said Beth said Martell might be getting unemployment checks to survive. Okay. You said Mel made him look good. He said wait a minute, you said Mel made him look good. He said that he didn't know how to act without Mel. Well, he better learn how to act without her. Hello, Sandra. Yeah, Coleslaw still has those braces on. He's a child in the head. That's why he caused everyone to badmouth Mel and the Slaw crew believe him. Yeah, everything that Melody do is wrong. You said Coleslaw and Hotel too dumb to pass the builder's license. Yeah, because I was thinking to myself, why didn't he just have her take it? You said allegedly there's no marriage license on Brett and her husband to be found allegedly. Oh Lord, so Brett Edie is running around her saying that she's married and she's not allegedly. You said Brit husband is her pimp. No one can find a marriage license, in my opinion. Allegedly, allegedly. So, so Brit and her husband are not married? Because usually people, I'm not on her Instagram if she got one. They usually have, their marriage pictures, on their YouTube or Facebook or something. You said coleslaw is slow and doesn't have the mental bandwidth to focus. That's why she didn't complete nursing school. Okay, okay. I don't think she has it either. But somebody trying to say that she going to school online for nursing right now, allegedly, and for entertainment purposes only, allegedly. You said Britt actually wants to accomplish something on her own. Coleslaw wants to be taken care of. Well, you know what, Tamika? Martell ain't got no money. That's all gone. You said Mel always says she filled out after Sugar Mama. Yes, when you have that last child, they do something to you. Usually how some women have babies and they'll lose the weight right after. Once you have like that third or fourth child, that weight tends to stick there. Yeah, I should see Sierra. That new video she got out, she didn't gain some weight. That weight is on Sierra. Sierra and Russell Wilson. Sierra is thick. I've never seen Sierra that thick before. You said coleslaw don't know. Mel, everything she said is all coming from Mel Bitter X. Yes. Martell. You said, hell yeah, why wasn't she invited? The ex-husband said he was there for the Easter play with for his kids. He was there for the Easter play. Um, Give me just a second here, guys. Let me get some water. Okay, guys, I'm back here. Let's see. Um, you said we know Britt got a husband, but as we hear and see her man, he looks like living off of Brit. Okay. You said Sonia Richardson from Real Housewife of Atlanta is pregnant with her third son. Really? Oh, wow. Let me see. Hello, Mary Brown. You said, okay, yeah, Melanie. You said Melanie did have a procedure done. So what? Why is that a big thing to coleslaw? That's why Melanie said coleslaw is slow. Who cares? Right. Everybody's getting they butt done, they breast done, they chin done, fillers in their face. They getting what is the other one? Lipo 360. They getting a lot of stuff done. So that's not really a big thing. I don't know why people think that that's a big thing when everybody's getting it done. Brazilian butt lift, they getting their nose done. Everybody's getting work done. So I don't know why coleslaw think that's a big deal. And if y'all go back and look at coleslaw earlier pictures, she had no butt. So she definitely had a butt done. She definitely had her butt done. You said coleslaw could have been Scrappy's baby mama and got on Love and Hip Hop, but she blew it. Right. She could have, yes. Look. Well, no, I don't think Neo would take her. No, I don't think Neo would take her. Because Neo was, looking for women, But the thing is, he can date other women, but you can't. That's his rule. He gonna take care of you, but you can't date other men. But he can date other women. Did y'all see this disgusting thing that he just did? Let me show y'all. And one man said something that was so true. He said Neo got 3 broke HOEs. He said because if those women had their own bag, do you think that they would put up with this type of mess? He made a valid point there. I don't think no woman would. So either these women, they have, no money or anything like that. The reason they let him do this. Look at this mess, y'all. Wait a minute. Just look at this. Sometimes I be just so be disgusted by, these women, just the shit they do. Look at him. He take that hat off, that's it. Look at this. Neo gets kissed from his wives backstage before performing. Look at him.
1, 2, 3, 4.
I just can't. I can't.
1, 2, 3, 4.
No, ma'am. No. These women, I don't know, y'all. These women, it's just they just trifling. Just trifling. Just trifling. Now, if a woman had her own money, like the man said, why would she put up with something like this? So evidently these women don't have their own money. That's the reason, they're putting up with it. because they don't have their own money. That's the only reason I can see them putting up with a mess like this. That's the only way I can see it going down. Just my opinion, y'all. You know, because ain't no woman gonna put up with this. There ain't no woman that's gonna put up with no mess like this. Just in my opinion, there's no way. Where was this other one at? I wanted to. Let's see here. Yeah, because ain't no normal women gonna put up with this, y'all. So the only thing I can phantom here is that these women maybe didn't have anywhere to go or something to that effect. It got to be that. Because ain't no woman gonna gonna put up with this right here. No, they're not gonna do it. Ain't no woman putting up with this unless these women are homeless or something to this effect. But there's some nice looking women. Don't I'm not gonna take that from them. They some nice looking women. One second here. Let's see here. Now, do you think women that had a shit together will put up with some shit like this? Three? I thought it was four. Maybe one of them left. Was it always three or did he have four women? Because I know Scrappy Baby Mama wanted to join. Melanie just take coleslaw to a court of law to stop saying her name. Melanie needs to finish her ass off. Right. You said, according to the Bravo sector, Braden's husband is not married, allegedly. So do y'all think they just said they was married to get on Bravo? Let me know in the chat what y'all think. You said Coleslaw thinks her baby is better than Mel. Wait a minute. Coleslaw thinks her body is better than Mel, and she thinks Martell will be even more attracted to her. No, I don't think Martell worried about no body. I think he worried about that money. And Coleslaw don't have any. You said Mark is in Atlanta spending time with Kenya in Brooklyn? You said after four babies, hips should spread, in my opinion. Yep, they should. You said Coleslaw belly spread it in the last pic I saw her in with Martell. Yep, she has looked like she has gained weight too, but it looked like allegedly she had a BBL. And you know, when you have those surgery done, you have to work out. If not, you're going to get back bigger. And all that fat they put is going to come back. So if you don't work out and all that, you're going to gain all that weight back. You said he babysat. I thought that was what he was supposed supposed to be doing and was making everything work. That's what I said. All I ever saw Martell was with the kids. I never saw Martell doing no deals or anything like that. It was always Melody. 89 likes is 107 in the chat. Can we please get the likes up, please? And thank you. I believe Martell lied to Coleslaw about Mel having work done to make her feel better because Mel looks even better after she left him. Coleslaw then started spreading that lie online about Mel. Right. Look, when you always worry you're going to lose weight, you're going to be stressed out, your hair and stuff will fall out because you're always worried and upset. But once you get rid of that toxic person, you're going to start putting on happy weight. You're not going to be worried anymore. So you're going to balance yourself out. Because with Melody, on season 1, Melody was very skinny. Very skinny. She was very skinny. So he had put her through so much. You know, and then once she was freed of him, look how much better she looked. And you know, a lot of people think that you have to have a man to be happy or to look good. Sometimes, baby, it's not even worth it. It's not even worth it. And you know, one thing, Mary J. Blige, she broke down in her concert. She said some of these ninjas not even worth her time. And I agree with that. She says they're not worth her time. She said these ninjas are not worth her time. They want to play games, and it don't matter if they're young or old, because I used to think, okay, older men, they got all they playing games out, you know, they ready, you know, to settle down, have a family. But that's not the case all the time. These older men still playing the same old games. And the women that are saying this are successful women with their own money. Now look, Mary J. Blige, Halle Berry, them, they nice looking women, got money and everything. And they meet men and men still cheat on them. So just imagine other women who don't have, you know, they're not celebrities. They don't have the money these other women have, and they still getting cheated on. So shit, everybody get cheated on. Y'all remember with Halle Berry, y'all remember long time ago, y'all know Halle Berry cannot hear out of one of her ears. Y'all remember she used to go with Wesley Snipes and he hit her in her ear and did something to her eardrum, bust her eardrum. And she could only hear out of one ear, allegedly, and for entertainment purposes only. I'm going to say allegedly, but that did happen. This is before they got big and became movie stars and stuff like that. That happened. 93 likes to the 108 in the chat. You said yes, Britt was very calculated about how the show she got on roll up. Yeah, you know what? I think if there's no marriage certificate, maybe they just said they were married to get on roll up. Have you ever thought about that? And allegedly, you know, some people in the chat said that was her pimp or whatever. Maybe they did that as a scheme to get on roll up, said they were husband and wife. Yeah, do y'all think that could be possible with Britt, Edie, and her husband? Well, alleged husband, because people said they can't find a marriage certificate. And like I said, Britt, Edie, she known all over Atlanta, and she got her somebody. So y'all don't think maybe Coleslaw, and she left Martell and went to another state and started over? Y'all think she maybe can get her somebody and get married? Just saying. But me as a woman, just saying, I wouldn't want to, just say even if I did do what Coleslaw does. As you get older, you should have some sense by now and say, hey, I don't want this for my life. no more, or for my kids. I know what I did before in the past was wrong. I would, and she had the money to go. She had tax money. She could have moved to another state and started over. She could have moved to another state and got on low income, where until she got on her feet. But why do she wants to stay, with Martell? Do she still think Martell is going to get her on that show or get her on some type of show? The reason that she keeps staying because he don't got no money or nothing. He don't got shit now. So why would she want to stay with him? Is my question. Some people say that she's going to be on Love and Marriage Huntsville for season 10, even if she's a friend of the show or whatever. So is that why she's standing around hoping to get on that show still? Let me know in the chat. Do y'all think that's why she's still messing around with Martell? Because he ain't got no money. So do y'all think she's hoping to finally get on the show? That's why she's hanging around? Because what else is it? Let me know in the chat, guys. What else could it be? The reason that she's hanging on. You say it's about Haley Berry being hurt by someone. Okay. Let me look at it. Give me 1 second, y'all. Wesley Snipes, before they got famous. I don't know if y'all heard this before, but she allegedly they were dating and he hit her in the ear and bust her eardrum, allegedly, and for entertainment purposes only. Allegedly, that's what happened. Let me see something here. Give me 1 second here. this AI stuff has got ridiculous. Where they have a article going on about trying to say that Melanie is dating Hill Harper. Melanie has came out on her youth. Well, I think she was on TikTok, I think. And somebody asked her, was she dating Hill Harper? She said, no, I'm not dating him. And I don't know why they consistently keep thinking that she's with Hill Harper for some reason. I don't know why. I'm sure, well, I don't want to say that she would tell us, but I think if she was dating him, she would say it, because she keeps telling people on her TikTok live. I think was it on TikTok? It was on TikTok or Instagram. Somebody asked her that. She said, "No, I'm not dating him." But I don't know why people keep on insisting that she is dating him. 95 likes and 101 in the chat. Let's get those likes up, please, and thank you. You said, in my opinion, Love and Mary Chancellor is not coming back. Coleslaw needs to get her affairs in order. I think that's the only reason why I think she's holding on to Martell. She thinks she still got a shot at getting on Love and Marriage Huntsville. And now that Mel is gone, I really think she thinks she's really got a good shot, a good chance to get on Love and Marriage Huntsville since Melody is gone. Just in my opinion. Beautiful Eyes, where did you send it to? You said you sent me something? If you did, I don't see it. And guys, another thing here. We're gonna hop off of them for 1 second here. And I do want to talk to y'all about you know how people were, you know how people say that, my granddad them was married for 30 years and 40 years. And a young man, one man my age or probably older, came out and said, he's telling you the reason why a lot of our grandmothers, great-grandmothers stayed with our grandfathers. Because it was that a lot of women did not know how to drive. They did, a lot of women before, we didn't have a lot of rights like we have now. A lot of women, we couldn't get bank accounts without our husband. We couldn't get rent a house or buy a house. So there was a lot of stuff that happened. And that's why our grandmother them and great-grandmother them stayed with our granddads, because they had no way of getting any money to leave. And a lot of people don't want to admit that about their grandfather or what have you, but it is the truth. My mom, we talk about this a lot, where they talk about that, even if their husband was cheating on them back then, they couldn't have did anything about it anyway. What were they going to do? They didn't have where were they going to go? There was nowhere for them to go. They couldn't have, checking accounts. They had no income. Oh, okay, here we go. Well, let me just show y'all this right here. Now, this makes sense as to why those women are with Neo. They have nothing. They have nothing. Because would no woman sit up there and let no man treat them like that? Let me. Right. Gilbert Arenas caused Neo's 4 girlfriends broke. H's claims no woman with money would be in a monogamous relationship like that. That's what I said.
That Neo got 4 girlfriends.
They broke 4 broke assholes.
Third, why are you saying they're broke? We don't know.
Like, if you actually had money and you doing your own thing, you really did. You gonna date with 3 other ones that's probably broke. You get over 2, like, that's a lot of. So, like, you after some shit. Half of one, like a midget.
Somebody said James Harden gets his first ring.
It ain't got nothing to do with you. I'm talking about me. You won't quit. So the things you don't want to do, she can.
Why didn't you? I saw recently that Neo got 4 girlfriends.
They broke. Four broke assholes.
Third, why are you saying they're broke? We don't know.
Like, if you actually had money and you doing your own thing, you really did, you gonna date with three other ones that's probably broke? You get old too, Remo. That's a lot of... Sound like you happening some shit. Half of one, like a midget.
Somebody said James Harden gets his first ring.
So it ain't got nothing to do with you. I'm talking about me. You won't quit. So the things you don't want to do, she can
Why they didn't get... I saw recently that Neo got 4 girlfriends.
They broke. Four broke assholes.
Third, why are you saying they're broke? We don't know.
Like, if you actually had...
You would not put up with this. No woman in a right mind who got money would put up with no mess like this. Just saying. Just saying. So we just gonna skip over to the real reason that our granddads and our grandmothers stayed with our granddads. So I'm just gonna let y'all hear this for yourself. This is a real reason. Our grandmother them could not leave them. They had no income. So let's talk about it.
It's time to stop hiding behind nostalgia and bad faith arguments. Y'all love to romanticize the past, talking about how women back in the day held their men down, stayed loyal, and never left. But let's be real. Do you actually know the full story? Or are you just parroting the fairy tale version that was passed down to you? See, your grandfather's sins were swept under the rug. Your grandmother suffered in silence. And depending on when your mother came up, she probably shielded you from the ugly truth too. Y'all brag about how marriages lasted longer back then, like it was some kind of golden era of love and commitment. Nah, the real reason those marriages didn't end, because women weren't allowed to leave, legally, financially, or socially. Put yourself in those women's shoes. Imagine if your husband had multiple kids across town, but you had no legal way out. Imagine him bringing home an incurable STD and you couldn't leave. Couldn't even open a bank account to escape. Imagine finding out about the affairs, the outside babies, the gambling debts, the abuse, but having no resources, no credit, and no options. You had to stay. And let's talk about why grandma and grandpa slept in separate bedrooms. Y'all thought it was just old school love? Nah. Grandma probably got tired of the cheating, tired of the disrespect, tired of laying next to a man she resented but couldn't escape from. Some of y'all's grandfathers had whole secret families, and y'all chalk it up to that's how things were back then. Let's take it even deeper. The Equal Credit Opportunity Act wasn't passed till 1974. You know what that means? Before then, women couldn't even get a checking account, a business loan, a credit card, or a car loan without a man's approval. So when your great-grandmother told her daughters, get an education, make your own money, never depend on a man, she wasn't promoting feminism. She was trying to prevent them from being trapped the way she was. And yet here y'all are in 2025, still crying on the internet about modern women having standards, still crying on podcasts about how women don't submit anymore. Let's call it what it really is. Y'all don't miss traditional women. You miss unchecked male privilege. You miss a time when men could cheat, manipulate, and abandon their families without consequence. When women had no choice but to stay silent, endure it, and hold the family together because society gave them no other option. Some of y'all are mad at modern women, but the real issue is that men in your family failed you and women cover for them. You were raised to believe in a version of masculinity that never required accountability. You were never taught how to be a good man, only how to be entitled to a woman's loyalty, no matter how poorly you treated her. So before you hop in another comment section talking about women don't build with men anymore, ask yourself, would you have wanted your mother or your grandmother to stay with a man like your grandfather? Exactly. Now sit with that. And remember, ladies, accept nothing less than queen treatment. Fellas, it's time to stop hiding behind nostalgia and bad faith arguments. Y'all love to romanticize the past, talking about how women back in the day held their men down, stayed loyal, and never left. But let's be real. Do you actually know the full story? Or are you...
Okay, guys, is he telling the truth? Is he telling the truth about this? Is he telling the truth? Let me know. Is he telling the truth about why our grandmothers stayed with our granddads? Is he telling the truth about why our grandmothers stayed with our granddads? Let me know in the chat. I know a couple of my aunts that stayed with their husband because of the same reason. The same reason. They had no way to leave. Let me know in the chat if y'all think that this man here is telling the truth about why women stayed with their husband back in the day, and was saying that there was loyalty to their to the husband, and that they held their husbands down, kept the family together. It's because they could not leave. You could not eat to what 1974. He said that's about right. So a lot of our granddads had kids, whole other families. I told y'all about my experience where we went down to my uncle's funeral and some other kids popped up. Two to be exact, a boy and a girl. Nobody ever seen them ever. But the dad told one son. The son is older, you know. His son is in his 50s. No, 60s. So when the girl came, the son wouldn't come. The girl came. And we were looking like, who the hell is she? The brother told him, he's like, that's our sister. And everybody looking around like, we never seen her before. Oh, he told the brother and sister, Dad didn't want y'all to know. So this has happened a lot in, not just in the Black community and, other, Caucasians, Caucasian people have did the same thing. They had wives and other families in other places too. And women could not leave at that time. They had no money, nothing to leave with. So it wasn't that our grandmother and them had long lasting marriages. They had no other choice but to stay there. My grandmother could not even drive, y'all. My grandmother did not know how to drive. So she had no job. So her husband took care of her. He drove her where she had to go. My granddad did. So what was she going to do? If he cheated on her, my grandmother had what, 12 kids? So where was she going to go with 12 kids, no job, didn't know how to drive? Where was she going? So she had no other choice but to stay with him. I have some aunties like that too. Their husband was cheating on them too, had kids and stuff all over. Again, they had no job, no income, no nothing. So they had to stay there with him. So, that's why a lot of, not all, but a lot of marriages lasted back then because the woman couldn't leave. She had no income. But today's woman ain't putting up with the bullshit. They chalking up the deuces. And you know what? A lot of men don't like that either. They don't like that women don't have to date men now for money and stuff. A lot of women don't. Some women still do, but a lot of women don't. Because they got their own money, their own house, their own car. So they really don't have to put up with no man bullshit no more. You got some lazy women out here that still do because they don't want to make a way for themselves. Prime example, coleslaw. She could have her own money, her own bag. But just think about this. When all this stuff first came out, if she would have got on YouTube, told her own story and monetized, she would be sitting good right now. Do you know how much money she could have made from her own YouTube? With us making the money, talking about her, she could have made her own money from YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram. If she would have got out here and got monetized and told her own story. But listening to Martell, he wouldn't let her do anything. Wouldn't let her get on, on Instagram or YouTube and say anything. That's why she didn't make any money. Everybody else made money off of her. But if she was smart, she would have got out here and monetized herself and made her own money by telling her own story. She could have did segments, and things like that and made her own money. But you call it Melanie slow. Your ass the slow one. She could have made money off of just telling her story. Everybody, she could put bits and pieces out here, and people just go behind her and just, put their twist on it, and they make money off of it instead of her. But if she was smart, she would have did it for herself. But we know who the slow person is. And let's talk about another person that I got on the thumbnail, which is Latasha Scott. I mean, after all these years, she is still dumb. Still dumb. Her husband is another one that goes out here and cheats on her, steal money from the group, does everything, and she still sticks by him. What is her reason for sticking beside him? Let me know in the chat. What would be her reason? Because she could be with her group making her own money. She don't need Rocky. So why would she want to stay with this man? What does he got on her? What is I don't understand it. She gets out here and just lies. She steals from her sister, allegedly. They steal from the group, making side deals and shit. I'm trying to figure out what is her deal. What does her husband have on her? And then the side chick is going to get out here. She's going to do segments on TikTok about everything. And she's going to make a bag off of it. So I just want to go over this interview that she did with Nene Leakes that I think is dumb. I think Nene Leakes should have vetted her or have somebody, research her. But she didn't do none of that. She let Latasha just sit up here and tell all type of lies. Just all type of lies. For what reason? Let me put this on here 1 second. Do Nene do good interviews? Not to me. She don't vet the people good enough for me. But that's just my opinion, y'all. That's just my opinion. So let's listen to what she said here.
Are you separated? Did he have a baby outside of your marriage?
There's no baby. No baby.
In your song, you made mention of some internet rumors of your husband saying, even in marriage, ain't nobody perfect. But we've been split for 2 years and my heart is hurting. 30 years just wasted away.
Even in a marriage, ain't nobody perfect. But we've been split 2 years and my heart is hurting. 30 years just washed away.
Well, the 30 years we have, but the 30 years is not just that, it's the group. When I sing, I'm a storyteller. I was ministering to myself, but telling my truth.
How old were you when you got with your husband?
Oh my God. How old was I?
Like 20s?
21.
Oh, you were very early on being with him. And that's crazy too.
Yeah, I mean, you go through the highs and lows in your relationship, but it's about standing, getting through it, learning each other, understanding the person, dealing with the personalities. And when you know who you know, first of all, I know who I know. And it's not no carnal. It's a spiritual. I know who I know. And God has been able to help. Would I divorce if I felt like it was something to divorce about? Yeah.
But you guys are separated.
We're together.
Oh, you're together.
We're together. We're working through it. It's a union.
Okay. You said.
Yeah, I saying separated was 2 years. Like I said, it's 2 years ago, and I'm speaking my heart.
Yeah.
We were. It was a lot. But I'm working on me. I'm working on my marriage. This is not my union. Is not for the world to work out. I don't go to seek the counsel from the world.
That's true.
I seek it from the right person. From real counsel.
Yeah.
Not the critics.
Do you think he stole from your group?
He did not steal from the group.
He did not.
No, he did not steal from the group at all.
Well, that's crazy, girl. I can't understand this. Are you and your husband currently separated? Did he have a baby outside of your marriage?
There's no baby. No baby.
In your song, you make mention of some internet rumors of your husband saying, even in marriage, ain't nobody perfect.
That's a lie. He stole from the group. Y'all stole from your sister. You stole from your sister. You stole her checks. So you see how she done got up here and lied already. She just gets up here and lies for no reason. And then she got up here and lied and said that she tried to reach out to her sister. She didn't reach out to her sister. She did none of that. This is what I'm talking about. Nene did not vet this lady. She did not get the information. She didn't get none of it. To me. Y'all let me know. Do y'all think that she is a good interviewer? Do y'all think that she needs to research a little bit more? Here go the bullshit, y'all. Here go the bullshit. Okay, you said Coleslaw said that her and Martell did illegal stuff that can lead them in prison. But see, that's another thing. That's why I think that maybe they won't leave each other alone because they know a lot of stuff on each other. And maybe Martell is scared to leave her because, well, stop messing with her. I'll say that. Because she might come out here, get drunk, and get on this internet and tell everything. That could land them in jail. That's another thing, I was thinking about. She knows too much stuff about him. So if she, Martell does decide, okay, no, I don't want to mess with her no more. She gonna get on this internet and go crazy like she did last time when she was up here in a drunk raging fit, allegedly and for entertainment purposes only. That may be the reason that he can't walk away from her, because she feel like he done messed up her life, and now he trying to go with another woman and start a new life after she done got drugged all up and down Huntsville and these YouTube streets, and then he gonna go with another woman and and try to start a life. She not gonna let him do that. And just say, just for giggles, just say Melanie said he can come back. Do you think Coleslaw would ever let them be happy together? No. She would never. We know Melanie don't want him back, but I'm just saying hypothetically. If Melanie said, okay, Martell, you can come back, Coleslaw will never let them be happy. Ever. In my opinion. She would just do the most. She would never let that happen. So anybody that messed with Martell, they're gonna have to deal with Coleslaw. Anybody that messed with him gonna have to deal with Coleslaw. But we're gonna put a dart in that for a second. What do y'all think about the interview that Nene Leakes did with Latasha Scott about her group? Do y'all think that what was the reason that she went on Nene Leakes' show? Is she coming out with new music? Because why would she go on that show and lie when we have all the proof? Let me know in the chat. Why do y'all think she went on to that show? Excuse me, that podcast, and lie like that when everybody has seen the evidence that Tamika, her sister, has shown us? So why would she go on there and lie when we can bring up the information? Let me know what y'all think in the chat. What was the reason she went on there? Why did she go on that podcast and lie like that? And then the information about the baby, she know what happened to the baby. She's right, there was no baby born, but she know what happened to the baby. There were text messages of her and Rocky talking, the girl Unique, about the baby, about him meeting her in the hotel. And I know if I saw it, I'm pretty sure Latasha saw it. So what would be her reason for staying with Rocky? I'm just not understanding. What is the reason for her staying with Rocky? The alleged child that her and Rocky got together is grown and in college. So I don't know. Do y'all think these women like getting cheated on? Or do y'all think because they've been together for so long, they do not want to leave their partner? That's the only other reason I can think of it. Because Latasha can go back to Escape, long as she's not with Rocky, and they talk about whatever happened with this stealing, the cheating, and if she make arrangements to pay her sister back, she can go back to the group. They will let her come back. They said they never said she couldn't come back. They just don't want her to come back while she's still with Rocky. They want her to acknowledge what she did to her sister, and they will let her back. But it's something where she don't want to let go of Rocky. Unless she was in on Rocky making the side deals with other people about the group. Unless she was in on it. That's the only other thing that I can think of. And just say she do go back to the group, right? Rocky could come back and tell the group, well, Tasha knew everything that happened. Tasha knew I was making side deals. Tasha knew about the check of Tamika. That's another thing that could happen if she tried to go and leave Rocky. He could come back and say all type of shit. Just saying. So that could be another reason why she is just gonna, stick it on out with Rocky. Now she's saying she did leave Rocky for 2 years, but now they're working it out. Is that another lie? Because if she had left Rocky for 2 years, I'm pretty sure she would have reached out to her sister. But I think it's another lie. She lied and said 30 years she wasn't talking about her marriage. She was talking about the group. Just the lies. Just the lies. That's why I dislike Latasha, because all she does is lie. And if she's going to keep going this route where she's lying about everything, I don't think the group is going to let her back until she come clean. And I don't blame the group. But then she goes on the other hand and throws up where when Tamika got pregnant, they wanted to kick her off the group and she stood up for Tamika. That this is a whole other different scenario. We're not talking about no stealing. You're talking about your sister got pregnant. They wanted to kick her out of the group, and you stood up and said that if they gonna kick her, her sister out the group, then she was gonna be out the group. So they decided to let Tamika stay. But that's not the same to me as you stealing from me. From her sister. And then your husband making side deals and get money off of the group, and the group ain't getting none. So that's a whole nother different thing to me. Let me know what y'all think. What's going on here? All right, we got 100 and let's see here. You said Latasha's a liar. Nene didn't. I think you meant to say didn't do her research, and she knew she did it. Right. Yeah, she didn't. She didn't research anything. 105 likes and 115 in the chat. Okay. All right. So let me know what y'all think. Wait a minute. Let's see. You said so many people claim to dislike side chicks, but they like Nene, who dated a married man and they wanted Mel to interview with her or collaborate with her. Help me understand this. Mel steers clear of her. Right. Because I just found that out that allegedly Greg, her now late husband, was married, and I guess he was coming to the club where Nene danced at. I didn't know Nene was on the pole. I just found out she was on the pole. Didn't know it. And she met Greg there when he was married to somebody else. Allegedly. And we all know, but I have forgot, that Nene and Carlos King are real close. So where she said that she's reaching out to Melanie to try to get her to come on the show. Melanie is not going to come on that show. That could be a setup by her and Carlos King, Nene and Carlos King. He probably have Nene ask her the questions that he want to ask her, but he can't get in contact with Mel no more. He has no way to get in contact with her no more. Or he probably still have her number, but Melanie's not going to answer for him. So maybe he put Nene up to ask Mel to come on the show. So the questions that he want to ask her, he can have Nene ask him. Just saying. So that's my thing. That's why I think Mel is not going to reach back out to her. And if I don't blame Mel, I wouldn't either. I wouldn't, reach back out to Nene as well. No. We don't know what Carlos King and Nene been talking about or what they trying to do. So I would not go on her show. And another thing, she does not do good research as well. She does not do good research because she could have, when Latasha was saying things that we know that are not true. If Nene would have did her research, she could have called Latasha out on it. But because she didn't do her research, she couldn't call her out or anything. All right, guys, we've been on here for 2 hours already. I'm going to find that video of Coleslaw when she's belligerent and drunk, and we're going to talk about it. Because I think those were some valid points where the ladies were talking to her about it, about what she did, and how they were trying to help her, and she was just belligerent. Again, I think she was drunk, allegedly, and for entertainment purposes only. But I'm going to find that clip, and I want to talk about that, where it was some older women trying to give her some advice, and she didn't want it. Where she wasn't receiving it very well, I would say that. But if you are new, I would love to have you as a subscriber. Think about becoming a T-Drop. And also, if you didn't give me a thumbs up on your way in, please give me one on your way out. Follow me on my other platforms, Drop the T, Facebook, and Instagram. I will see you guys tomorrow. Good night, everyone. Good night, good night, good night. And happy late Easter, everyone. Good night.